Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Well, everybody wants to do those social experiments these days. The internet is full of them. But this experiment kind of restored my faith in humanity. You tell me. Take a look.
Excuse me. Hey, I'm sorry to bother you, man. I was just, man, I left my wallet at home. I was trying to go to the store real quick. Trying to get some food from, you know what I'm saying, for my kids. And just got a few dollars.
Man, that's what I got to cover. That's what I got.
Man, I really appreciate it, though. Actually, before you go, I was just doing a social experiment. And actually, I didn't need this. I just wanted to see, you know, who would give me money if I asked. Why'd you give me the money, man?
You used a couple of bucks, and literally I had a couple of bucks on me, and I usually don't have cash, but
yeah,
man, it's taking me blessed, man.
The first person that actually gave me some money, I was actually going to gift them. So I'm going to gift them with this box of wings. Yeah, it's 16 wings actually.
Come on, bro.
Lemon pepper.
You don't have to.
Lemon pepper wings. They fried hard. Got 2 extra ranches. I just wanted to, you know, bless somebody, man. Cause you blessed me.
Dude, I didn't know I was gonna eat flat. You know, flat too.
Yeah, man, I know those are the best, so I really appreciate you.
Come on, dog. Thank you, man.
Appreciate it, dog. Appreciate it.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. And welcome back to the Clown Show. Do y'all remember Sanford & Son? I know you do. That show was the greatest. My grandma used to love herself some Fred Sanford. But remember that character on the show named Woody the Wino? Every time you saw him, he was getting buzzed up. Him and old Grady. Well, Esther was so ugly, I guess you had to be buzzed up just to share the house with that. Well, I thought those were just funny skits until I saw this fella tell his story. But, well, let him tell you his story first. You be the judge. And try not to laugh, y'all.
You know, you're wondering whether I'm still the liquor. No. Guess what? I'm on top of the liquor. I am the monkey in charge of bananas.
Already, I know you on that stash. What does that even mean, Willie the Wino? And you're in charge of the bananas? Seems more like you are bananas, bruh. Okay, anyway, tell us what the secret to all of this is.
What's my secret? This little device right here. I just take a little blow, and it tells me when it's time for a little top-up.
Bruh, you're taking this partying a little too seriously.
Because when I first got this, I used to ride it around 0.20, which is wasted 24/7. But now, I leave it at 0.12, which is perfect. It's right in the fucking slot, just past the click. That wonderful moment, just like Julian.
Partner has his own breathalyzer to minimize his risk. Like Mama always said, if there's a will, there is a way.
I'm sober enough to know what I'm doing, and I'm drunk enough to really enjoy doing it.
This old man is professional at this.
You know, you wonder
Enjoy
whether,
yourself,
I'm
Pops.
still the liquor.
Bet his liver shrivel up like a goddamn raisin in the process.
Oh, look at that. 0.10. Time for a little drinky poo. Cheers, genitals.
Now, I've seen some funny-ish in my lifetime, but this has to be the Willie the Wino in the flesh. Straight professional. This cat is such an alky that he's invented a way to beat the system while driving on the road. You big dummy. And that's just why I stay off the road on Saturday nights these days. Well, there are some times when we all need a little taste to knock the edge off, so I'm not condemning those who hit a little swig now and then, but there is that time when you need to sit your little aspirin down before you get in some big trouble. Yeah, Pops needs a little counseling.
Julian. I don't know where a fella could get a little drink around. Here, do you, bud?
Yeah, Pops needs a little counseling, and soon.
You know, you're wondering whether I'm still the liquor.
Y'all come back to the channel for more of this foolishness, and subscribe while you're at it.
I am the monkey in charge of bananas. This little device right here.
Willie the Wino. Willie the
And it
Wino.
tells me when it's time for a little top up.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel again. Haven't seen you in a while. Kids get on your nerve, can't they? Especially the ones that think they know more than you do. You can't tell them anything because they know everything, except what they need to know, right? Yet I don't know about this young fella though. I think he takes the whole cake to another level. Listen, a young boy walked into a barber shop and the barber whispered to the other customers, "This is the dumbest kid in the world. Watch me and I'll prove it to you." The barber puts a $20 bill in one hand and a $5 bill in the other. Then he asked the kid, "Which hand do you choose, son?" The boy quickly grabbed the $5 and sat back till the barber finished his haircut and got up and left. They all started laughing at him. Then the barber said to the others, "What did I tell you? That kid will never learn." Next week, the barber tried to clown the boy again to his customers when he came in for a refresh. The barber had a 50 in one hand and a 5 in the other, but the boy took the $5, finished getting his edge, and walked out with a smile on his face. All the old guys in the barber laughed at the boy again. The barber then said, "Just the dumbest kid in the world." 2 weeks later, the boy came into the barber shop again, but this time just to say hi. This time the barber put 100 in one hand and a 5 in the other. But the boy just grabbed the 5 and went on about his business giggling as he walked out the door. The barber shop busted out in laughter again. The barber then said, "This boy has got to be slightly off in the head." But one of the old customers felt sorry for the boy and walked out of the shop and tried to follow him. By the time he caught up with him, he saw the same boy coming across the street out of the 7-Eleven with a bag of chips, a soda, and a candy bar. The old customer sat the boy down on the bus bench and said, "Hey son, may I ask you a question? Don't you understand how stupid that was to take the $5 instead of the $100 bill?" The boy took a swig of the soda and made a loud burp. Then he looked the old man in the face and said, "Pops, don't you get it by now? The day I take that big money, my whole game is over." Don't be sad for the player, be sad for the game maker. A man sticks his head into a barber shop and asks, "How long before I can get a haircut?" The barber looks around the shop and says, "About 2 hours." The man leaves. A few days later, the same guy sticks his head in the door and asks, "How long before I can get a haircut, man?" The barber looks around at the shop full of customers and says, "About 3 hours." The man kind of grins and leaves again. A week later, the same guy sticks his head in the shop and asks, "How long before I can get a haircut, man?" The barber looks around the shop and says, "About an hour and a half." Again, the man leaves with a sly grin on his face. The barber looked over at a friend in the shop and said, "Hey Cephas, follow that guy and see where he goes. He keeps asking how long he has to wait for a haircut, then he doesn't come back. I don't get it." A little while later, Cephas comes back into the shop and sat down and started reading the paper and trying hard to hold his laugh in. The barber asked him, "Cephas, what'd you find out? Where did he go when he left here?" Cephas flipped the page and said with a sheepish grin on his face, "To go see your wife at your house, my brother." Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel again. We're into the new year, so I hope everything you're doing is going according to your plans. Well, I didn't get much sleep last night, so I thought this would be the right time to do the slowdown number 2. The slowdown round is where I slow the music down and I talk at a pace that a challenged 5th grader could understand. Let's go. What's black and white and red all over? Oh, and partially brown. A newspaper. When you're temporarily out of Charmin. Tyler, the Creator, and Winnie the Pooh. What do they have in common? They have the same middle names. Why do brothers hate to shoot dice in the jungle? There's just way too many cheetahs. Once a cheetah, always a cheetah. Speaking of that, why is it so hard to trust the king of the jungle? Because he's always lying. Why did the fish always get bad grades in math? Because his multiplication skills were way below sea level. All right now, Little Red Riding Hood was walking through the woods going to her grandmother's house in the hood. On the side of the pathway, she saw a big shadow moving in the short distance. So she got curious and went to see who was there, only to find a crackhead stooping next to a tree. She asked him, "Hey, are you a crackhead?" He stared at her and twitched and then answered with a smirk, "Yes, I am." So she screamed hard and ran away as fast as she could till she got tired. She then took another route and began to walk through a dark playground where she saw a mysterious shadow behind the monkey bars near the swing. She went closer to see who it was, only to find a crackhead who was starting to unbutton his pants. She asked him, "Are you that crackhead I keep seeing?" The crackhead stared at her as if he was looking right into her soul and said, "Yes, I am." She screamed, "Help!" loud and hard, and then ran away as fast as she could until she fell down by a dumpster. She then heard a noise and looked behind the dumpster. It was the crackhead unzipping his zipper. She screamed again and ran into the projects. It was now about 3 o'clock in the morning, and now she is very tired. So she then decided to go hide in a stairwell connected to one of the apartments. As she got to the stairs, she became very reluctant as she approached, only to find the crackhead again as he was undoing his belt buckle. She asked him, "Are you that crackhead again? Sir, what's up with you? You acting like some type of pervert." The crackhead said with tears in his eyes and a sad face, "Yeah, Miss Little Skanking Hood. I am that crackhead you've been running from all night. Can a ninja just take a doodle in peace and quiet, please? And hand me some of that newspaper over there." Hey, y'all, welcome back to the channel. How y'all doing out there? Well, me? I'm just pulling my hair out trying to understand y'all viewers in this doggone YouTube algorithm of torment. Well, those fingers grinding down to the bone trying to get y'all's attention. Can't wait to get a good night's sleep. But nothing's gonna beat a failure but a try, like Mama used to say. And speaking of a try, a smart aleck guy spoke to God and said, "God, is it true that to you a billion years is like a second?" God said, "Yes, a billion years is about a second to me." The guy then said, "Well, God, is it true that to you a $1 billion is like a penny?" God said, "Yes, $1 billion is worth no more than a penny to me, son." Then the guy got pumped up and said, "Well then, God, in that case, can I have just 1 penny from you?" God smiled and looked down on the guy saying, "Sure, just give me a second." This man was sick and tired of going to work every day while his wife stayed home. He thought the only thing she did was watch Maury and Jerry Springer all day. He wanted her to see what he went through every day instead. So one night he prayed, "Dear Lord, I go to work every day and put in 8 hours, while my wife just sits there and watches talk shows and soap operas all day. Please let us switch places and show her what I go through for just 1 day, and let me stay home and do what she does all day." God, in his infinite wisdom, granted his wish. The next morning, sure enough, the man woke up looking and feeling just like his wife. He got up, cooked breakfast, woke the kids, set out their school clothes, fed them breakfast, packed their lunch, and drove them to school. On the way back home, he picked up the dry cleaning, went by the bank to make a deposit, bought some groceries, and drove home. He then laid out all the bills and balanced the checkbook. Then he cleaned the whole house and washed and folded all the clothes. Then he went to pick the kids up and came home. Now it was almost 3 o'clock, so he had to prepare and cook dinner for the whole family. Later, he had to go over the kids' homework and put them to bed. Then he had to put on some sexy lingerie and jump into bed for the night. Well, the next morning he woke up and immediately fell on his knees and started praying again. This time he said, "Lord, I don't know what I was thinking. I was wrong to criticize my wife and envy her staying home all day. Please, oh please, Lord, let us trade back." The Lord, again in his infinite wisdom, said, "Ah, my son, I feel now you've learned a valuable lesson, and I will be happy to change things back to the way they were. But you're going to have to wait about 9 months, though." The man said, "Why, Lord?" The Lord said, "Because, my son, you also got pregnant last night, too." All right, let's take it home. A young girl was sitting in the den playing video games when the phone rang. She answered it and said, "Hello?" A man on the other end said, "Hey, beautiful, this is Daddy. Where's your mom? Because I need to talk to her right away. I'm in a tight situation, so get her on the phone ASAP." The girl said, "Daddy, you sound strange today. But anyway, Mama's upstairs in the bed taking a nap with a man." The man on the phone said, "With who? Who's in the bed with your mama, girl?" The girl said, "It's the man who brings the mail every day, Daddy. You know, the mailman." The man on the phone now gets very frantic and says, "Look, are you sure about that?" The girl says, "Yes, Pops. Every time you go to work, he comes over and takes a short nap in the bed with Mama, and then he leaves." Now the man on the phone is furious. He says, go upstairs and knock on the door and tell your mama that your daddy just pulled up in the driveway. The young girl says, okay, daddy. Then she goes upstairs and knocks on the door and says, Mama, daddy just pulled up outside. Then she came back down to the phone and said, okay, daddy, I did it. The guy on the phone says, well, what happened when you did that? The girl said, well, Mama jumped up naked and screaming. She started running, trying to put on her clothes so fast that she tripped and hit her head on the dresser. She then fell down on the ground and then she stopped moving. The guy on the phone said, oh my God. And what happened to the mailman? Where did he go? The girl said, well, the mailman jumped up naked too. He freaked out and grabbed his clothes and then jumped out the window into the swimming pool. Now he's dead. I guess he didn't know that you took all the water out of the pool last week to clean it, Daddy. Then there was a long pause. The guy on the phone then said, swimming pool? Is this 555-1257? Oops, wrong number. Then hung up. See, Daddy's little girl ain't Daddy's little girl after all, I guess. And Mama's a little loose in the panties area. Little girl gonna have a lot of explaining to do when the real Daddy gets back to the crib tonight.
Hi, this is a public service announcement from the management of the Video Knife channel.
Yeah, that cat is hard. Real tough fella there. Those brothers are all about them streets. Pour one out for the homies. Yeah, you bad. But what old Video Knife learned a long time ago about being tough, I learned it from nature. You can be tough when your opposition is feeble, or when your opposition might not have the ability to fight you back. But nature always shows us there is always an equalizer. When people are afraid of you, they get together and they start watching you and your movements. And when they figure you out, that's when you might find yourself looking up at the ceiling, croaking out the words, help me somebody. Call an ambulance. So stay humble, love everybody, and treat your neighbor as yourself. You just might keep your teeth in your mouth or the lead out of your belly a little bit longer.
This has been a public service announcement from the Video Knife channel. Thanks for watching.
And tune in next time for the Video Knife Show. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. A friend of mine told me the other day, man, you should think about being a comedian. I said, I think not. But you kind of roll hard like Bernie Mac and Roger Dangerfield. I said, thanks. But that's a hard job to do, making people laugh consistently. But I'm just that silly enough to roll off a few bangers just to make y'all cringe. Let's roll with McDonald's tonight since I'm hungry, and that's where I'm gonna go get me a quarter pounder when this is over. I went to McDonald's the other afternoon and I looked on the menu and said to myself, man, this is getting expensive. So I thought, I'm just gonna eat a kid's meal this time. Wow, it wasn't that bad at all. In fact, the cheeseburger and fries were actually quite delicious. The little toy was even fun. That's until the little boy's mama walked over to me and punched me in the face and said, leave my kid alone, man, and go get in line to get my son another meal. An old man walked into a McDonald's. He was bent over and shuffling very slowly. He was unfortunately having a hard time walking, but he was able to get up to the counter. The worker said, may I help you, sir? The old man said, yeah, give me a caramel ice cream sundae. The cashier asked him, is it crushed nuts for you today, sir? The old man looked up and replied, nah, it's just my arthritis acting up again. McDonald's is supposed to be trying new things. I heard there's a new McDonald's sandwich made entirely of beef lips. It's called the Mick Jagger. The research is in and they found that McDonald's will remain popular with black women. Yeah, that's right, as long as they keep serving that big D. There's a drunk woman in McDonald's. She was telling the worker, I would like to order Hennessy straight up, please. The girl behind the register told her, ma'am, don't you know you're in McDonald's? The drunk lady said, okay, that's all right. Just give me a Mick Hennessy then. A big fat woman was taking my order at McDonald's, so I started looking at her in a confused way. She was taking a long dang time. She then looked up at me and said, oh, I'm sorry about all this wait. I replied and said, don't worry. You'll be able to lose it eventually. Your big butt. They off the greasy cheeseburgers, lady. This stupid guy went into McDonald's and tried to order a Big Mac with a large fry. The cashier said, sir, come on now. I know you know we only accept cash or credit. Think about it. Man, McDonald's can be very addictive. I asked the manager, what are y'all putting in the food? The manager looked both ways and leaned over to me and said, nicotine, partner. Nicotine. All right, that's enough. I just had to put it out there. Rest in peace, Bernie Mac and Rodney Dangerfield. Oh, Video Knife ain't no seasoned comedian. I told my homie, but I play one on the internet for clicks and views. And now that you've viewed, I'm passing the plate around for some clicks. I'ma go before y'all start unclicking though. Nah, don't you dare do it. I'll see you in the next video. Y'all keep watching the videos and supporting the channel. Speaking on restaurants, I'm glad Taco Bell finally figured out that nobody was getting up in the morning to go eat no dang taco.